If this is your first time on my channel, I'm AmazzonKane. I'm a writer. I obsess over Anaconda. I do rewatch videos. That's what this is. My ultimate goal is to run an official reboot of the series, and you can see what that would look like on my channel as I organized a small team to revamp the theme song. This episode features Mark and Derek quite heavily, and while they can have some funny moments, I almost never like them as major antagonists, but maybe this episode will surprise me. It's been a while since I've seen it. Here's Gone Fishing.
It is Friday afternoon, and I am very busy not listening to annoying manoir on account of my ears can only listen for one thing, the bell. As soon as the bell rings, it is the weekend, and as soon as it's the weekend, I get to go on my first fishing trip ever.
I love how she just goes, nya 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 for Nanette. You're gonna share that, right? Of course, Mrs. Brinks only. Mrs. Brinks is just trying to get her class to get her food. Man, is this town starving? It's so easy to bribe people with food. That seems to be the currency in this town.
Without some foo-foo chef to do it for me.
Sorry, Anaconda, but the fishy fish candy people aren't looking for a spokesperson right now.
Ruby's voice sounded so pretty in that line. I really do like the voice cast in this show.
Hey, those are for tomorrow.
We're growing boys.
Growing piggier by the day. Oh, and did I mention that my brothers, Mark and Derek, are coming along tomorrow? Probably not. On account of that is something I would rather forget.
Wait, who is she talking to? Is she talking to Mom or is she talking to the audience? It's kind of weird because usually when she's addressing the audience, it's done in voiceover.
No way, man. You rule.
You both rule. The planet of the dorks. Mom, they're eating them all up. Do something.
God damn it. Oh. Mom's distracted.
Left on the doorstep by aliens?
Hi, Angelfish. Take a look at this. Your old dad has just about finished the most revolutionary device since the rugged fisherman. The whirl-o-reel. It reels in even the feistiest fish with one tap of a button.
Wow.
Ooh.
Can I be the first to use it?
Don't touch it, it's hot! I have a few kicks to work out, so don't wait up. You need to get some sleep for the big day tomorrow.
Sleep? I'm too excited about all the fish I'm going to catch to even think about sleeping.
Take advantage of sleep now, damn it.
Is it time for fishing?
There's been a slight change of plans.
It's hilarious to me that Angela sleeps in her shoes.
More torque than I thought. Looks like she's ready to go. I'll just give her a test spin and
A live cat.
But hey, just because I can't go fishing doesn't mean you can't. Your big brothers will teach you everything you need to know.
Mark and Derek? Ow! So even though I am not thrilled about going fishing with the dual dumbbells, fishing is fishing, and they're
Oh boy.
almost being nice, and even let me sit in the back seat.
The Stockholm Syndrome setting in.
When I break all the world's fishing records.
Also, Mr. Bar. That's funny. Not a good bar, not a bad bar, just a Mr. Bar.
Here, Angela. Go. Supplies. Get 'em.
What are you guys gonna do?
Arm wrestle.
Also, who's gonna pay for that?
Yeah, lots of worms. And ice. Oh, and root beer. Yeah, root beer. Well, what are you waiting for? Huh? Case supply? Huh? Good
I
call.
do like the backgrounds right now.
You rock. Are you kidding? You led me right to it with the ice thing. You rock.
Jesus.
Oh, please forgive me. Oh, poor, sweet, precious little dear child. Would you like your picture with Lucky the Lake Monster? It's only $5.
Is there really a lake monster?
worth it for the photo op.
And astronaut Bob. That astronaut Bob really boils my tea kettle.
I bet he does, lady. I bet he does.
Please. Oh, such a precious dear angelic. Nanette,
That lady does some weird things to that astronaut Bob cutout, I bet.
you sweet, gorgeous thing. Would you like your picture with
For the millionth time, just the sushi.
Your spicy tuna was flown in fresh from Japan this morning.
The fuck?
Usually start my day.
They live right by a lake and they still had sushi flown in.
Well,
So ridiculous.
going fishing, I see, Angela Anaconda. I'd invite you to join me, but we don't allow riffraff aboard my yacht, which is French for expensive boat.
You mean French for yuck? Isn't that now word? But who
I will
cares?
say this,
You short
as
legs,
cheesy
I'm
some of the
gonna
jokes
eat
can be,
fish up to my knees.
they actually are the kind of jokes that a kid would really tell.
I know. The best fishing's in the center
So-
of the lake. But this lake must be growing. On account of I keep rowing and we keep getting nowhere. Derek,
Assholes.
how come I have to do all the rowing?
So Derek and I can do all the fishing?
Aw. I really do feel the frustration in this one. I wish the jokes were a little bit punched up, and for some reason, around Mark and Derek, even though these kinds of characters were so prevalent, they feel so one note,
This stinks.
and they're not funny. Nanette's funny, Miss Brinks can be funny, Angela and her friends can be funny. I don't know
They're gone.
I don't know what's going on with Mark and Derek.
Lost them? Way to go, Angela.
It's not my fault. I'm not the one who uses the boat for a garbage can.
Well, I'm done. No worms, no fish. No kidding. Pass me a root beer, Angela. Fishing's over.
Over? After all
Jesus.
this rowing and bait buying and being scared by the crazy bait shanty grandma, fishing's over?
Yeah?
Well,
Really? I don't know if she'd be scary so much as
I'm gonna get the
No. You
a
gotta
tad annoying. Odd, maybe.
throw back later.
Scary?
Nice boat, Angela Anglerconda. Hasn't your family ever heard of an invention called a motor?
Oh, the background's right there. The dolphins. Hey, at least we know that there is fish there. Even if dolphins are mammals.
You ever heard of shutting your motor mouth? Especially on account of fishing is over for some people I know. And you, my bumbling brothers, are
All right.
the bosses of the boat. But down here, I say what floats, and that is definitely not you. Oh no, Lucky, the lake monster is on the loose. Look out! I will warn you.
Okay.
Never fear, my sunken siblings. Your sister will save you. Because just like Dad promised, I'm the first to use the whirl-a-reel.
Yes! Maim them! No! Don't save them! Let them get eaten! I want my violence, damn it!
Oh no! My brainless brothers seem to be snarled up in some seaweed. Minnie
Okay.
will love this tasty sushi.
Yes! Cannibalism! Come on!
Who cares? May I offer you some fast food that you have grown to love, little Nin? I will ask you.
God damn it! Come on!
No!
Fake out on the violence and now fake out on the cannibalism?
Because this boat has one of your precious little moteurs, which is French for watch out for that tree. Look, I will say to my fine
So tame.
he really can fly after all. Sorry, Mark and Derek. It looks like you won't be catching any fish.
Okay, so there is cannibalism. Even if it is fish.
I'm sick of you two being bosses of the boat. You're gonna listen to me for a change. I came here to fish, not to row or open root beers or row.
When your badass moment was completely ignored.
Hey, check out that fish. Whoa! I must have caught it while I was sleeping. No way, man. I caught it while I was sleeping.
I caught it while you were both sleeping.
Whoa. Righteous yell. Yeah. You rock, Angela.
Ow.
$5, please.
Hey, don't worry. We got this one covered. Angela, can we borrow $5?
Lame.
What I don't
The
get
fact that
is
she had
how
it.
caught a fish without any bait. What I don't get is how she caught a fish at all.
It wasn't so hard on account of I found the bait.
Oh, you silly, silly, naive darling. Young dear sweet.
What is it?
You caught a fish using sushi.
Huh?
Cannibalism.
That's sushi. Then where are our worms?
Please pass the wasabi, Alfredo.
Amusing. To be honest, I'm not a fan of this episode. Obviously, I still love the show, but this is a very meh, awkward episode. And the biggest issue I have with it, it's not funny. It does a good job delivering on the frustration, making the revenge fantasy earned, but it's a very awkward, disjointed, unfunny mess getting there. This is the point of comic relief. The show, at its best, does balance the fun and the frustration. I do like seeing the different location. The background works really nice, and I did like the one eccentric lady. I think even that could have been pushed even further. That adult who talks down to you to the point of parody, who's talking to you like a kid. Like, oh, you sweet, sweet, adorable little dear child darling thing. It's a funny idea. Absolutely. These very eccentric people definitely exist. I also like the fact that this is a small little lakeside place. It's not this big commercial touristy area. It's this mom pop shop. Well, probably just a ma shop. It's run by one person, very small town. I like that. And it's run by a very eccentric person. There's good ideas here for sure, but the pacing's very awkward and it's not funny, and I just don't like Mark and Derek as antagonists. I do actually like them as characters, and I do like the ideas behind the characters. I really do think that they had potential, and it's just that they're really, really one note, and their lines are pretty much the same thing over and over and over again. Do they have any relationships with anybody outside of each other and tormenting Angela? Because I'm getting a little worried about these two. I mean, they're a tad codependent, wouldn't you say? I feel like that these characters really could be funny and realistic and updated in a really strong way that does add some comedy, that does add a little bit of punch. I will say it does feel realistic in many ways, but almost too realistic to the point where it's, you know, real life can be very boring, and comedy and animation, a lot of it relies on exaggeration. I mean, there can be subtleties. I mean, look at Bob's Burgers. Peanuts, they have a subtlety to their style, but their ideas are still strong. Their characters are still defined, and there is still exaggeration going on with their personalities. The characters all have big personalities, even if both of those cases, I'm never laughing too hard at either of those. Anaconda, when it lands, when the jokes land, I do laugh very, very hard. This one needed more exaggeration. It needed more punch. It needed gags. It needed more of that sense of fun to balance out the frustration. Also, it needed more violence in the revenge fantasies. If you keep the real world ground, you can have that contrast. You can have more of the down-to-earth weirdness of the real world, and then you have the balls-to-the-walls insanity of the revenge fantasies. This was so tame. Although I do appreciate the cannibalism and the fact that Angela catches a fish with sushi. The ending is another Deus Ex Machina type where it's just, oh, some magical victory where Angela gets to win, and, you know, though the episode's coming to an end, so get the tack on the happy ending. A lot of it's not really coming from the character. Angela catches a fish really easily. It's okay. Okay, the episode's wrapping up. it felt tacked on. The pacing's very awkward. It's not an episode I'd recommend, but as with a lot of episodes, there really is potential. Simply the idea of being stuck on a boat in the middle of the lake with people you can't stand and you're forced to be there. There's humor in that. There's just so many creative possibilities with this show, and while it often does get a lot of realism, funny thing is, the way the show is structured, I'd say a big issue with the show is the pacing. I don't know if it was trying to be, at least this episode, super realistic. I think, because it feels realistic almost to the point of, okay, we've been this, but what are you saying about it? And it really can go further. Well, I still really love this show. I don't recommend this episode. I think Mark and Derek definitely need more as characters. They feel like they're lacking in ways where I feel similarly about Gina Lash, where it's just one joke with them over and over and over again, to the point where they're one-dimensional, even for some of the stereotypes in this show. And most of the characters are stereotypes in some way, but there's something, with a lot of the best characters, there's something else going on. You know, Gordy's this very shy, effeminate guy, but at the same time, he has a great relationship with his macho football coach father. And he's not as much of a weakling as you would think. Angela, she's the every girl, but at the same time, I love the fact that she's allowed to get angry. I love the fact that she has such strong opinions, and she does feel emotions so strongly. And she is so creative and so weird and so off the wall. I love that. And you get the sense of, I do like the frustration that she feels, and it's very relatable. Nanette, obviously, is so ridiculous, but who hasn't dealt with somebody like that? Somebody who just never gets in trouble no matter what they do, and someone who's always one-upping you, and those petty fights for attention, which sadly some people still do as adults, but there's a lot of good here. Those are great ideas. They're fantastic. And this show does capture it in a very unique way. There is a lot going on with the show. I had a surprising amount to say about this one. I wouldn't call it a good episode, but at the same time, there is some value in it. And like with a lot of the meh episodes, I really do see the potential of what the show could be. So, make of that what you will. I'll see you next week. See you later when you see me.